video, I'm going to give you a few reasons that you should consider becoming an electrician or getting involved somehow in the electrical trade. First, your hard work can pay off despite your time in the trade. So, I used to work at the prison, and I wanted to progress and get promoted. So I worked all this overtime, and I did extra searches. Didn't have to do all these searches. You have like 7 minimum a shift. I did these extra searches. I'd find everything I could. I went above and beyond, I felt, in the scope of my job, and I volunteered for the riot team. Got paid only $80 extra a month to be on that. Had a few activations on that. Did K9 team, no extra pay other than standard overtime on that. I volunteered for this extra stuff and learned policy, and I just could not get the promotions that I wanted over some of these other guys that I outperformed because they had more time in service than me. That's not the case with the electrical trade. Guys can be 50 years old, 30 years in the trade, and still make less money than you, just because you're more beneficial to the electrical contractor. If you can do more, then you can get paid more. If you learn code and do things that other guys won't do, and you say yes and you put in overtime when asked, and you're a hard worker and you're a go-getter, you can make more money. It doesn't matter how much time you have in the trade. If I made a point when I started the trade to try to learn something every day new, and I was going to school at night, working during the day. In 6 months I was making the same as a guy who had been working for this company for 2 years, and I was still progressing. I was still learning a lot, and I felt I needed some responsibility, and there was none for me to have in the company that I was in. So I jumped ship, went to another company, got the responsibility that I wanted, and just as quick as I could climb, I was climbing.
Incoming call from
sorry about
Babe.
that. Sorry
Mobile,
about that.
press Uconnect phone button to answer.
Wife's calling.
Call rejected.
Call rejected. Your hard work can pay off in the electrical trade. If you're a go-getter, you can make more money in the trade. I started in the trade, not counting my schooling, which they didn't give a crap about. They care about what you can do, not what you went to school for, not what you did previously. What do they need that you can do for them right now? That's what they care about, and they'll pay you based on that. So your hard work can pay off. And a second thing, a second reason you should consider joining the electrical trade is because it's practical work. You can use it at the house. You can use it to help your friends and family. You can give insight to friends and family. You can use these skills that you learn to do your job outside of your job. That's something that many of careers don't offer. So when I worked at the prison, I watched these guys all day, went home, didn't really have anything to show for it. It was something that was valuable to the community, and I could go in and watch these inmates, but I didn't feel like I really had anything beneficial coming from the job itself in regard to my family and my practical skills. Working in the military, good job. I appreciate the military, but when I got out, none of the skills I had in my job in the service transitioned with me into the civilian world. And if they did, and I went and got a security job or something like that, because I was a grunt, I wouldn't be able to scale and make more money. That's not the case with the electrical trade. You can scale as fast as you want to scale if you put in the work and you learn and you invest in yourself. Now, another reason you should join the electrical trade is because you're going to make a lot of connections with people who have skills in other trades, and you'll have mutually beneficial friendships with plumbers, HVAC guys, roofing guys, framing guys, whatever it is. You can meet people with other skill sets and provide electrical insight for them as favors and stuff like that, and they can give you insight or help you when you have a need in these other trades. So it's a good trade to network in. Finally, there's so many niches in the electrical trade that you don't have to be bored and do the same monotonous thing your whole career. I get bored after 2 years. I did 4 years in the service. After 2, I hated it. Did 2 years for the prison, I quit. No other job that I've had, working in restaurants, Walmart, scrubbing boats, all these other jobs that I've had, didn't do any of them for longer than 2 years. I get bored. I've been in the electrical trade longer than any of my other jobs, and I don't have to get bored of it because there's so many things you can do and change it up and provide something new for yourself. There's niches. I started out in commercial as a helper. Then I went to a lead position, which gave me new responsibilities and new opportunity. And that was new for me, something fresh. Then I went to running residential jobs and putting together houses in Destin. That was new. Went to do service calls after that, and now I'm estimating and bidding jobs, so I can keep changing it up. And these are just larger scopes within the trade, but there's other niches that you can get into, controls, stuff like that. So there's so many different things that you can do. You can scale, you can change it up and stay within the trade if you want to, and you can make more money. I'm Michael Irwin. Thanks for watching.